Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about companion planting, specifically flowers. Let's get after it. If you are unfamiliar with companion planting, I'll kind of give you a brief overview of what the idea is and how we go about using it. We all know that certain plants, vegetables, fruits attract certain pests and bugs and diseases. The idea with companion planting is you're trying to attract beneficial insects that would use those nasty pests or bugs as food. So we plant those alongside those other plants that have issues. Another example of companion planting is to bring in pollinators. So certain plants, fruits and vegetables alike, need pollination. So like your cantaloupes, your watermelons, and some other plants like that need to be pollinated in order to produce fruit. So what we want to do is we want to attract as many butterflies, bees, everything else that's a pollinator to our garden by luring them in with flowers. And while they're in our garden, they're going to see the other flowering fruits and vegetables that we want pollinated, and they're going to go after those as well. Hence the reason why we do companion planting. So as you can see, we've got our seed starting cells. These are 6x6. Got these from Epic Gardening. So shout out to Kevin and the Epic Gardening team. These are absolutely wonderful. They have the slits in here and the easy plugs in the bottom for bottom watering, as well as getting them out. So we got those all filled up with our seed starting mix there. As you can see, here is our lineup. So we're going to do two different kinds of cosmos, calendulas, snapdragons, and zinnias. And just like our peppers and tomatoes in the previous two videos, we're getting these flowers started early as well, roughly 4 to 5, almost 6 weeks prior to our last frost date. The reason why we're doing that is we want these to be almost at the point of blossoming when they're in the garden, and time it up perfectly that when our plants that need to be pollinated or the plants that might start getting attacked by pests and other insects, they are ready to go and to protect and companion plant with everything else that we have around it. If you wait a little bit too long, you kind of have different schedules going on and they kind of don't line up in the right areas. So the first one we're going to start with is snapdragons. If you've never grown snapdragons before, and this is actually my first time growing these things are teeny tiny. And all you need to do is surface sow these. So I'm going to pour them into my hand and literally just sprinkle them over these 12 cells and then kind of pat them in a little bit, and then you're done. So we'll demonstrate a couple here. They literally look like poppy seeds. That's how tiny they are. So we're going to grab a little bit. I have no idea how many I'm grabbing because they're so tiny, and we're just going to sprinkle in that one cell. Next up is calendulas. So kind of a funky looking seed. We're going to do 2 or 3 in each cell, and we'll kind of go through there. These need to be about a 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch. So we'll go through, plant a couple, and then come back through and just push them into the soil. Next up is cosmos. These are the ones that we grew last year. So if you look at my very first video of the garden tour that I did, you'll see these big, giant candy striped cosmos all over the place. These are a little bit spindlier, so we'll plant those in there. They need about 1/4 of an inch of depth. So we're going to put these in right here, 1 or 2 in each one, just because they are a little bit bigger, so we can get away with a little bit. And then we'll come back through and we'll push those down and cover them up. Next are zinnias. And if you've never grown zinnias, you really don't have to worry about them a whole lot because they love the heat and they are very drought tolerant. They're actually a bigger form of a seed. If you look at these, we might be able to get away with just planting 1, maybe 2 if we need to, in our 12 cells that we have here. And these are about an 1/8 inch to 1/4 of an inch on this depth. And last up, we have another variety of Cosmos. This is the double click mix. So just like our candy stripe here, we're going to plant them the same, 2 seeds per cell, and then roughly a 1/4 inch depth. And there you have it, another quick, simple thing of what we're growing, specifically with our companion planting this year, and more specifically, how are we going to draw in all those beneficial pollinators to help us have those huge bumper crops for everything that we planted this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment as well at kind of what you're planting for beneficial pollination or companion planting. And we'll see you guys next time.